California Dreaming. This is the Outside Gate with Steve Hall on the L4 Media Network. Here's something a little different. So, with the help of L4 and my my very average video editing skills, put together a bit of a mashup of the videos and photos and the vlogs from my Anaheim trip. It's nothing super professional. In fact, my Chinese knockoff GoPro setup didn't even work, so it's all just stuff like from my phone and still shots from my secondhand, pretty good camera actually. So, yeah, very very amateurish, but I believe that it probably tells the story. And something I wanted to do. It was fun for me to put it all together and look it back. My family likes it, you know. I think my close friends will like it. So I'm going to whack it up on YouTube anyway. Lots of swearing in this. Some of these videos were literally like just videos to send to my friends and family. I wasn't even thinking totally that, this, might be YouTube. Lots of swearing, but it is you definitely see some very authentic language that you would hear if you were having a beer with me, I guess. So, yeah, if you're easily offended, maybe don't watch. But yeah, it's all good. Hope you enjoy it.
Righto, cunts. Fucking hell, this is weird driving on this side of the road. You know what's the weirdest is driving on this side of the car. I keep sitting too far right in the lane. Had a couple of friendly toots. No road rage. I'm sure there will be road rage at some stage. I get that in any city. Fuck, quick report. Like, we had like a 3-hour flight delay on the changeover. The Kiwis fucked up the big fucking tube thing that stretches out and connects with the door. Fucked up. Took them 3 hours to fix that. Flight was good, like as good as it can be. In fact, the flight was fucking good. Like Air New Zealand's fucking gem. They were fucking good. But like sitting down for that long just fucks me. Absolutely fucks me. So I'm sore as fuck. On my way out to Riverside. Once I saw Highway 91, I was just right. I'm good now. I'm just sitting in the middle lane, going slow, keeping out of trouble. But the first couple of fucking corners I had to take was so fucking weird. So weird. But I'll get used to all that. Be just the same for you guys, I guess. If you were my neck of the woods. So here's day one. So left home at 1:30 in the morning. Left my place in country Victoria, drove to Melbourne. Got there early as fuck because I wouldn't say I was stressing out, but I was a little anxious. Just the shit that I had never done before. I've never fucking checked baggage before. You know, I didn't even know how the fuck to do that. Never been in an international terminal. Flight to Auckland, that was all good. That was, I don't know, what was it? 3 hours ish, 4, 5, I don't know. It wasn't too bad. And the only thing I knocked was like, and my family will certainly understand this one. On the flight, man, they give you these fucking cups that are about this big. They're like a fucking sippy cup. I'm nearly gonna get a fucking beer. I was glad I didn't ask for a beer, because if they put a beer into a fucking sippy cup this big, that would not have been fucking cool. So anyway, but yeah, that was good. We had a tailwind or something, so it was like 11 11 hours, no, nearly 12 hours, I think 11 hours, 50 minutes from Auckland to LA. He had a cunt sleep on the plane. Watched a few movies, you know. The rest of the time, I was been reading Dave Grohl's book that he brought out a few years ago. It's actually fucking awesome to, it was fucking cool as shit to actually have time to read. It's actually being used as a mic stand right now. Get around that. Fucking excellent. I guess a good songwriter's a good fucking book writer, huh? Cool. So got to LA. Let's get into the fucking meaty bits. Got to LA and nothing really surprised me. It didn't really. No, like I'd heard LAX was a bit of a fucking shithole. And honestly, you know, it was just what I expected. It was huge. It was busy. But one thing I did notice about LA is everyone was fucking in a hurry. Like as soon as we got off the plane, the to walk to where we got started to get it, you know, to walk to customs was a pretty long walk. And I'm a fucking fast walker. Like, you know, ask my wife and kids. Like I walk fucking quick, just my normal pace. And I was getting fucking overtaken. I was starting to get fucking competitive. Like I had me fucking fly bag, and I was starting to take some fucking inside lines, and you know, it's like people were fucking racing to get to customs, which was it was kind of funny. Got through that easy. Except old mate had no idea what a Supercross was. Fucking disappointed me. I said, I'm going to Anaheim. So he said, what's your main reason for coming here? I said, I'm going to Anaheim Supercross. I said, I'm going to Anaheim Stadium to watch a Supercross. He's like, what's a Supercross? Oh, it's a motorbike race, mate. Oh, okay, yeah. So, but yeah, you get that, hey. Cool. I jumped in dude's cab, and he took me to pick up my Dodge van in Inglewood. So, the motorheads and the US folks know Inglewood's a bit of a fucking dodgy joint, and it is, you know, it's heading out towards like Compton. Picked up my Dodge van. It's pretty fucking old, you know, and rough and that, but I knew that was part of the deal. It was a cheap thing, and that there's some Mexican guys worked there, and that were cool as fuck. I have to go down a few fucking side streets and shit to loop back around and get onto the freeway to head out towards you know, Anaheim, then further to Riverside where I'm staying. And I'm going down this. It was like the second fucking street I'm going down, and I'm freaked out by the wrong side of the road, the wrong side of the car, and so I'll touch back on that in a sec. But I turn down the street, and there's this dude in the middle of the, like, shitty looking houses. There's this dude in the middle of the street, and he looked the fucking part, right? A wife beater on, sweatpants, and a fucking beer in his hand, and he's fucking yelling at someone across the street, real fucking angry. And his mates there fucking leaning on the bonnet of the car, and it looked like a fucking scene out of movies and that I've seen, which was kind of fucking cool. Not really scary, like it's the middle of the fucking day and I'm in a car, you know. I wound the windows up, but yeah, he's yelling at another guy across the road and all that sort of thing. It's like, fucking welcome to Inglewood. It was, yeah, made me laugh. So then took about 3 or 4 wrong turns, looped here, looped there, trying to get the fuck back onto the freeway, which is the same as I would in fucking Melbourne. But once I sort of got set up and got sailing out Highway 91, it was really fucking easy. So plans are Toolman Dan is most likely riding at Glen Helen today, and if he is, I'm definitely heading out to Glen Helen to have a look. I want to go and see GH anyway. It's on the list. I want him, and obviously, who doesn't want to catch up with Toolman Dan? Spoken to him several times, but we can hang, you know. There she is. Look at them hills. Oh, there's even a bit of white up the top of some of them hills. I've experienced emotions that I haven't felt, you know, like, I think it's like a nervous excitement, you know, almost shaking with excitement that I haven't felt since my youngest daughter, since Ali was born, will be the last time I've felt that those feelings. Let's just run through the days. Malcolm Smith Motorsports was the first one. Just pulling up in the car park, you know, it was just like a dream, the whole thing. He actually retired 10 years ago, so yeah, no chance of meeting the great man. But he's upstairs going through his collection of stuff. I've got a heap of photos. His collection of vintage bikes and memorabilia and trophies and all that. Like, I was up there for fucking ages, just did several laps of it. That was just amazing. On Raceway, Toolman Dan was riding out there, so yeah, went out there and fucking hell, like, that was so much to talk about for a short trip to Glen Helen. But that was just amazing to meet Toolman, amazing to just be at Glen Helen. Like all places that you go, footage and pictures and stuff never shows the true elevation of things, how steep things are. And Glen Helen already looks steep on the TV, doesn't it? Getting there, it's like some of them, you know, fucking hell. Like some of the big hills where there's, you know, they probably do some off-road stuff and that, like, you'd struggle to walk up them. They're that fucking steep, you know. So it was cool. And Toolman was a bit beaten up. The track was rough as guts. I got to see the Glen Helen bumps that they talk about. So wicked, you know. Like I was almost fucking sore just looking at them. Righto. Slept in. Can you believe I slept in? I reckon it's 10 years, or about 10 years since I've slept in. And that time I was the opening manager for the biggest Bunnings store in Melbourne, which is, for y'all that don't know what the fuck that is, it's basically Home Depot. And I had a lot of people waiting for me because I live like 3/4 an hour away. So once you've slept in and done that, no sleeping in is too much of a stress, I guess. But I feel bad because I was supposed to have breakfast with some of my fucking friends that I've never fucking met. So what a cunt. But yeah, I guess my Superman cape broke because I was running on about 2 hours a night sleep for the last fucking 3 days. So old cunt's a bit soft. But anyway, we're off and running. I've had a coffee and I don't do breakfast much anyway, so we're just heading straight into Corona. Fucking into it. Caught up at Pro Circuit. The Pro Circuit was amazing. We got to do the tour. My guy RH22 wasn't there, which I knew because he was already at the stadium. Myself and all of us who were friends of Ryan are so fucking pumped for him. So pumped. So really amazing, you know, like his time with Jet, with poor Jet with so many injuries and that. And it's also, people don't think about the mechanic missing out unless you're mates with the mechanic, I guess, you know. So pumped. And we got to see, we saw one of Max's practice bikes. As soon as you could just tell everyone, as soon as we saw a cow with the 20 on it, everyone was just like, oh, H22, like, getting excited. The Pro Circuit was awesome. Pro Circuit's definitely big highlight. Then we went to Troy Lee Designs and which was really cool. We got a tour there as well, Troy Lee, and that was super good timing for all of us because the chickie that did the tour, she said that they're just about to renovate the building, and they're going to have to sort of pack up all the cool stuff for that's hanging up and all that because they've got to do a big renovation. They need more room for. I think they needed more office space or something. Yeah, they won't be able to do tours for a few years while these big renovations are happening. So we timed that really well. Once again, so many amazing things, photos, all that. I could go on and on. I mean, I could talk about moto for forever, and with what the last few days, like it's just that's supercharged how much I could talk about it, and hence why I do a podcast. Then we went and grabbed some lunch, went in and out again, and then to let me look at my list. It's been a blur. Then we went to Fox headquarters. We missed out a bit there because they had some like a corporate event happening. After that, back to a hotel where a bunch of motorheads are staying. It's a hotel that's got a really cool bar, and started sampling some American beers, and then off to Outback for tea, which was so much fun. I got to meet in person DB and producer Joe. So that was amazing. And then they shifted, so I was sitting in between them. So I mean, fucking how cool is that? It's just unbelievable. Fucking unbelievable. I was actually saying to Joe, me and Joe, we broke down a fair bit, and last night, and I said to him that at some stage I'll do a pod that covers, I guess, how I got to this point of fucking sitting next to Daniel Blair at Outback in fucking Anaheim. And then the next minute, kicking in on the stereo, he's got the Creed going. And so if you listen to me but you don't listen to Main Event, well, then there's something wrong with you. So you better fucking go and do that. And that listening to me and not listening to Main Event would be like listening to I don't know, I can't think of a smart analogy, so I'll just move on. Go listen to it. So Creed, the band Creed is, it's become like this ironic, funny, a cool thing within the show. It's an inside joke that's pretty easy to get. And so we punched in the Creed and we had a sing-along on the way to Anaheim Stadium, ripping into it. The song's just finishing, as we can see, the big A. So, man, he couldn't have set that all up better for an entrance to my first Supercross race. It was perfect. How about this? How's the soundtrack?
Yeah.
My guy.
A1, baby!
He came up with the goods with the soundtrack. Shout out to the Bad Bros. That's it. Just listen for a sec. There's a hunger, baby. And we're on the way. We'll see that big A soon. When I finally scanned the ticket and he said, "You're right," and I took another step, it got to me. And I'm just following, and I'm in a fucking daze, And so yeah, Kyle and Ali and Tim, we're all walking up the ramp, to go up to have a look, and one of them asked me, "Steve, how do you feel?" And I was lost for words, and that is maybe the second time that's happened to me in my adult life. So, like, yeah, I had nothing.
It's the opening round of Los Angeles Supercross Championship. If you're watching at home, you're going to see a pre-show. You're going to see the night show, but the one thing we're missing is the KO. Make some noise for D. Just wins first. It's time to rock and roll. And it is indeed. We have waited all out. And for Supercross in Salt Lake City, and you get into the
Yeah, amazing. And then just as amazing, straight after the race, back to the Bat Bros Hotel to record a main event moto podcast. So I'm sitting in a motel room, in a hotel. It's very Aussie, motel. In a hotel room with Joe, TMD, and Daniel Blair, and everyone's just kicking back, shoes off, microphone each, and we're recording a fucking main event podcast. And that was just like what the fuck, what the fuck, holy shit.
Susie, is this bluebell enough? This is the only part of the trip that I've thought that you would love it. Little bar. Here's our boy.
Paris was fully closed, no one there. Paris, of all the tracks I went to, no knock on it. It's probably a great joint, great fun and all that. Paris kind of looked like an Aussie track, It wasn't, apart from some impressive scenery in the background, it looked like a pretty standard sort of Aussie track. It also looked probably of all the tracks, maybe one that I'd probably like to ride because it looked pretty vet friendly. Then I headed out to Lake Elsinore track, fully expecting it to be totally closed, okay? So I'm driving up the road to it, and there is there's like a big double gates, and it's like half closed. And so being the way I roll, I just drove in. And, I'm always ask for forgiveness, and also the luxury of being able to play the dumb tourist is always there when you're in that situation. Oh fuck, sorry mate, I thought you were open, and anyway, so drive in, and then I can hear bikes. So I'm thinking, cool, probably like the owner's kids and his mates or someone, it's probably not nothing much, but seeing a bike there would be cool, A little bit further down, a fairly short road, but they're sort of trees. And the next minute I see, it was a Bar X Suzuki, pretty sure it was Dylan Schwartz, fucking flying over the top of the fucking tree line. And I'm like, oh shit. Next minute I see a PC bike flying through the air. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I've stumbled across something. And fuck, I had. So I fucking wheeled in there, got my camera, everything. And there I am with, there is Pro Circuit, Bar X, the Hill Brothers, Dylan Ferrandis, Jason Anderson, Tristan Lane, Parker Ross, and more I've forgotten, you know, like they're all out there practicing on this little, they got a little super track there. There's just like dads and mechanics. There was a feed income photographer there with the big zoomer, you know, giving me zoom lens envy. Hey, wait a minute, wait up. Is the great man actually here? I just did a Randy go around and, oh no, this one's a bit too new. Bit too new. Oregon plates, definitely not. Damn, thought I was in the presence of the fastest man in Piedmont. Cool. Then from there out to Parla. Parla was open. No sort of riders of note that I noticed out there, but you know, it's outdoor track, so it's just more a lot of dudes out there having fun, a lot of families, a lot of old, you know, a lot of vets, that sort of thing. Looks like an awesome joint, you know. The last one on the list was my wife and my daughter wanted me to go to an authentic American diner, which probably doesn't mean a whole heap to US listeners. The Aussie listeners who've grown up watching American TV shows, and you probably some of your wives and that and daughters love some of these shows, you know, that are sort of set and you know, like even back to like yeah, geez, going back to being a kid watching Happy Days, I guess, even from my era. But my wife and daughter like love authentic American diners, so I went to a Ruby's Diner and got all the authentic food and took photos and all that sort of thing, and it was amazing. By such a long way, the best apple pie I've ever eaten in my life. Like. So much better. Like I said, my dad, Aussie Mick's a big fan of apple pie. And I said to him yesterday, I said, the best Aussie apple pie you've ever eaten, if that's a 10 out of 10, this one I had in America was like a 30 out of 10. It was that much better. So, and they're pretty simple, but it was that much better. So that was really cool. Did that. I had a few hours to kill before heading to having to head in towards the good old Inglewood with the dodgy Dodge, and so I headed for the beach and got to Huntington Beach. Went out, put my feet in the water. That was just a bit of a tick the box. This is the other side of the Pacific. All the flight staff, everything on the way home, everything all went good, all went cool. No dramas. Still a bitch sitting in that seat for that long, but you know, I guess that's just what you got to do to get over there and see and do what you love. And then in Auckland, back to Tulla, on the bus at Tulla to the cheap car park, into the ute, and then a 3-hour drive home. So I was traveling basically for 21 hours. I managed to get like an hour's sleep during that. At one stage on the plane, I don't know how people sleep on the plane. Thanks to my wife for letting me do it. You know, letting me is probably a funny thing to say because like I'm a fucking loose unit as a husband. Like, she lets me do anything. I'm fucking very lucky. So it's not even that let me. It's like she actually fucking encouraged me to do it when I was feeling guilty about doing it. You know, lot of friends and family, I can tell they don't understand because they're pretty normal. They're normies. Nothing wrong with normies. They're just not as fun as weirdos like me and my weirdo mates. Like, and I can tell they just don't understand what the fuck I'm up to, and that's okay. My wife is, you know, she's a weirdo too, as are my kids. And they just think it's amazing what I'm doing and what I got to do. Big thanks to the guys at Main Event Moto, DB, producer Joe, Toolman Dan. This trip and all this doesn't happen without those guys. All my motorhead friends, they know who they are. The ones that I'm real close with, they know who they are, for being so welcoming, so helpful, so fucking fun, and it's just so easy to get along with. It was fucking amazing. Thank you very much, L4 Media, for helping this podcast. This podcast never happened without Brett from L4, who's a motorhead as well. It doesn't happen without his help and his encouragement as well. And his man, Terry, who I was bugging with all the technical questions, getting the podcast going. And yeah, cool. That'll do. Bit of easy listening.